Yo, what up?
What's up? What's up?
What's happening?
Man, nothing much.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome, man.
Awesome,
Hey,
man. Hey,
we're gonna get
we're
this
gonna get this
show
show
started.
started.
We're gonna
We're gonna
so tonight, man, we're gonna have a chat about small businesses, man. I know it's something that is a conversation, in America, not just in America, but in the Black community. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, I think with small businesses, a lot of people ask other
ask other
people,
people
how
how
to
to
start their
start their
business and things of that nature, and that
and that
in that nature. And they get with other people and not knowing that, hey, man, your tax dollars fund programs and resources that you can go to get your business on track, man. And hopefully, this is new information to some, maybe old information, but we'll be going over the SBA.gov website, and then we'll go to the MBDA .gov website. That's the minority business website, and then maybe we'll venture over to grants and learn about grants and things of that nature. So yeah, man, what you think, bro?
Nothing much, man. First, I want to welcome everybody to podcast, man, where we talk about politics, culture, and just basically being innovative within in the Black culture.
Hey, man, thanks for picking me up, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Hey, man, this is what it's for, man.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man. I'm looking forward to the night, man, and getting into it, man. Um, so right now we're gonna start with the SBA, U.S. Small Business Administration website, and go over here to the business guide, man. And so as you see, you have stuff like plan your business, launch your business, manage your business, and grow your business, and different things you can go to underneath there. One thing I want to talk about is this: pick your business location. You know, I think that's key and that's important to a lot of businesses, man.
um,
That can make and break your business, because as we know, during the pandemic, black businesses fell from roughly 2.5 million to like a couple 100,000, and we know that black businesses get underrepresented because a lot of people don't, they just working under the table, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
And
yeah. Anything?
also, most Black or minority owned
Mhm.
businesses, and this is just speaking from all minority groups, um, tend to only have one employee. It primarily narrows down to African Americans and Latino groups that only have the one employees. This is why this is extremely important for us to use the SBA, because everything that all the tools that we need are right there in the SBA. We were talking about it as we were going through some of the things in the SBA, and I know we're going to get into it in the conversation where when we were trying to start our restaurant and we had to kind of go into the SBA, create a plan, create a financial plan, um, and write out our business plan, and the tools. Now looking at the website, I am blown back because this was just 5-6 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and not like most of these tools were not available.
Mm-hmm.
It was really bulky, um clunky on the website, but all of these different tabs and so forth were not there. And the expansion of the SBA is really, really good, and we should really be applauding the steps to grow small businesses in this country, because they're going to become super important as corporations move to automation.
Right. Yeah, man. And that's one, reason, we talked about, why we wanted to do this is to get this on people's radar, especially when you're talking to your kids and your grandkids, about their future and things of that nature, that they need to understand that Walmart and Amazon within the next 5 years, I think, are going to have the most like employees, and think of what they do. Most of the jobs in a lot of these areas are service jobs and things of that nature. So, a lot of people are trying to fight for $15, but most definitely, people have to think about how do you earn extra income, or how do you earn other income, what I'm saying, in small businesses. And the government has an invested interest in you having a small business, because you can eventually hire somebody. But more importantly, it's taxes. It's very important for the government to be able to get taxes, man. So having a small business, and as I was going through this website, I mean, it's so much information, and we won't be able to get to everything, but hopefully, we get to some stuff that's important to you, and hopefully that you can find time and get to go through the website yourself. Yeah.
So it's just the building block, right? So we are hoping that whoever chimes in or have a chance to listen, that they are someone that this can help them lay down their first pillar, and that can support their structure for their business later on. So the point that you were making about Amazon and Walmart, actually we're already there now. And Amazon just actually surpassed Walmart
Wow.
just in the last 2 months. So, and Amazon actually have more warehouses that are being built than actually Walmart right now, which that is probably going to double within a few years. I know that they're building a humongous warehouse in Delaware and Newcastle County. And it surpasses the first Amazon site that's in Newcastle.
Wow.
So, and when I say surpass, it's about 4 or 5 times bigger. And pretty much it's no more GM, it's no more no more Chrysler, where they were paying $25 an hour, $30 an hour plus, and Amazon is going to be the place that you go. But this right here, talking about small businesses, Amazon and Walmart, this is where we have to be really smart, right? And we have to learn to move with the market. And people don't know that 70% of businesses on Amazon are small business owned. So the sellers that you are buying from are actually small business owned most of the time. Walmart is now trying to implement that.
Yeah, they're trying. If you go to Walmart.com,
Yeah,
you can get stuff for small businesses and stuff.
correct. So this is where we have to be smart about how we're going about us functioning in the economy.
Right.
Learning about drop shipments and so forth, those kind of things, to start building your small business if you don't have the capital for a building, those kind of things.
Yeah, man. And and it made me think about because I did the thing where you order food and you order food and you put it on you order food from like Sam's or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or you order your groceries that way. And it made me think because there's a lot of people who complain about, oh, Walmart don't have cashiers and this and the other thing. But what people aren't understanding is that Walmart is not forced to hire, or repurpose the cashiers, because you're going into the store, to buy the same things that you buy every 2 weeks, instead of just getting online, ordering it, and then somebody else, puts it in a grocery cart for you, and then you pick it up. You know what I'm saying? And as I was doing that, the woman, I told the woman who brought my stuff out, I was like, man, this is so convenient. And she was like, hey, what you doing gives me a job. You know what I mean? And so, when it comes to small business, people have to, like you're saying, man, we have to understand where things are going, and be able to participate in, technology wise, start thinking about, if you're going into the restaurant business, building an app or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Building these products, to help your business, man. So hopefully we give you a head start, a head start on doing that.
Yeah, man. Look, barbershops, man. Prime example. We see a lot of barbershops in the Black community, right? So it should be, at this point of time in history or technology in the economy, where you should have an app for your barbershop. It's no way that you should be functioning without an app. You should be able to go on that app, set your appointment, and control your incoming customers and outgoing customers in a manner that is functional, so it can speed up the process of what your product is or what your service is.
Nah, yeah, that's true, man. Like, look, that's what my barber does. My barber does everything through a scheduling app, man. I won't go back, man. I'm gonna miss sitting in the barbershop, chatting and stuff like that. But hey, man, that could still happen, if the chairs are full. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. But yeah, you're right, man. And I remember having a conversation where I was saying that about businesses that are getting PPP loans, right? Small businesses, right? Like, hopefully they were using the PPP loans, people who were getting them legitimately, to bring their business into the 21st century, right? Getting contactless, pay options, building an app or a website so people can order and pay for their food, and all they got to do is come and pick it up. You know what I mean? Because look, what people aren't understanding is that people are trying to get back their time. Their time is important. People are trying to get back their time, and if you don't come up with ways that people can quickly, go to your business and get to your business and get what they need and then leave, you're going to get left behind. I mean, look at cars, man. Like, you order a car online, or do car shop online.
Yeah, man. And just to touch on that was scaring the auto industry so much. This year they helped like, so they've been passing like local legislation to basically say, well, now when you trade in your vehicle, if it's a Dodge, right? My value that I get when I trade it to Zoom is not a certified value.
Wow.
To where if I traded in to a Dodge dealership or a Ram dealership, then that is a certified, what's the name? And what happened was, it's the battle of CarMax, right? Because CarMax was literally what you can do into CarMax. You could take your car in, and they'll give you an estimate, right? That's based off a national estimate, and they can do that because they're literally in almost every state.
Wow.
So they can tell you the regional price of every vehicle. So what these dealerships were doing when you go trade it in was undercutting your value. And CarMax basically said, no, we're going to give you a fair value because we're going to make money off of it anyway.
Anyway.
Right.
Exactly.
So the dealerships, basically this is what they're doing to fight back.
Mm-hmm. And they're fighting to rob people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's what capitalism is, right?
Right. It's exploitation. That's what it is, man. I remember when we was helping our son get a car, and this person, this dealer, wanted to charge like some ridiculous amount for administrative fees or something like that. I was like, y'all ain't nobody printing out paper in 2021. What is this administration fee? Like y'all are using electronic forms. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You try to get $300-$400 for that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
I tried it. Now they put it under something where it's under state law that they have to charge something for those. But we're getting off topic.
Yeah. We are. We're gonna bring it back. Small business, man. Let's go ahead and jump in this website, man. So as you see under the business guide, they have plan your business, market research, and competitive analysis. Write your business plan, calculate your startup costs, fund your business, buy an existing business or franchise. So again, all these things you can then go under, and then they'll, it leads to its own page where you can get, do additional research. It gives you definitions. Demand. Is there a desire for your product and service? I think that's very important when you're starting a small business, is deciding whether there is a desire for your product and service. And I would also add in there that pay attention to how many of there, if you are a, lawn mowing service, well, how many lawn mowing services are there out, around you,
right.
Competition.
Yeah. Which, in the African American community, most urban areas, we don't have to keep on starting barbershops and salons. And like we could reach in other markets now. And this tool right here will help you be able to do so.
Yeah. So launching your business, so I'm going to talk about this part right here. Pick your business location. Of course, there's other things that you have to do, and you can go through it piece by piece. But I really want to talk about this. Pick your business location, because I think that's very important when people are talking about starting a business. A few months ago, I was part of an event where there was a family, and they were talking about the business that they started for their teenage daughter. And what they talked about was location. The location of what it is that they're trying to do, and obviously part of that location is marketing it, right? You know what I mean? And she said something important, because usually when a lot of people, particularly in Black communities, start businesses, we just find a building. It just seems like that sometimes. Somebody just finds a building and say, I'm going to just start a business here. And then, next thing you know, it's closed because nobody knows where it's at. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Or the traffic, the traffic analyst, it doesn't match up to who you can bring in.
Right. The traffic. Yeah, exactly. You don't think about traffic, who can get there. And really, in a lot of these communities is, busy streets, who can see your business, depending on what it is, of course, so it's important about location. People can, when you have location, that people can, people know where your business is, and how to market your business to the community. What I'm saying? Is the community going to be receptive to your business? Look, you can open up, food, right? There's, I've been thinking about doing a gourmet, fry business. You know what I'm saying? But is that something important? This is it. This is what I want to talk about. So me and my son, we was talking about doing a like a bouncy house or something, in this area of South Carolina where we live at, But one thing that we had to look at was the income, right?
Mhm.
Like people wouldn't be able to basically, people wouldn't be able to afford, the price of coming into a bouncy house. You know what I'm saying? In order to keep that business afloat. So that's something that we had to think about when you think of location, and also location. You also had to think about, the amount of people, population, right?
Mhm.
There's supposed to be 100,000 people that live in this area. I think it's a little more than that, but you know, you could still have a low income area, you know what I mean? But if you have a population of 400,000 or 500,000, then your business will probably, succeed, so it's just something that I was just thinking about, something to think about.
No, man, that's really a good point, right?
Mm,
So when we were doing the research for starting our restaurant,
mhm,
and we started to realize after doing all the numbers, and we had somebody with I think it was called Clemson Research, right?
mhm,
So Clemson Research here where we are at, they basically give a free service to look over your financials of a business plan
mm,
and making sure that your numbers match up.
mhm,
So surprisingly, we didn't know what we were doing,
mhm,
but our numbers were so good. The guy was just like, "Who did these numbers?"
mhm,
And like, and I was like, "Well, me and my wife, like you know, we were diving into all kinds of websites, all um, the real estate, I mean, not real estate, the restaurant association. We were on
mhm,
their website. We were on other websites that had something to do with collecting like restaurant data and so forth. And I was just like, we were just all over the place, right? Because we didn't have a lot of this access on here.
right.
So we found out that the margins of a restaurant business is about 6%.
Mhm. The
You know,
of it staying in business, succeeding.
well, the margin, the profit margin.
Oh, I got you.
So you have a profit margin anywhere from 10 to 6%.
Mhm,
So we had to ask ourselves a question that at the end of the day, why are these restaurants in, and I'm going to Greenville County, why are they closing down?
mhm,
Well, it's because the margins were so tight.
mhm.
And one one slip and fall will cause that business to go out of business. So,
Like the pandemic.
like the pandemic, but
Mhm,
we also had a pre-pandemic that
mhm,
was that people don't like to talk about, but it was economic. It was the economics um windfall was basically starting to blow a different way.
mhm, mhm. We
Um
were teetering towards going to a recession.
right. We were already
Mhm,
teetering towards going to a recession before
mhm,
the pandemic happened.
mhm.
And
Pandemic just kind of
yes,
sped up some stuff.
right,
People
right.
losing jobs.
So and if you notice, media immediately went to the pandemic and said the pandemic was the fault when it wasn't.
Right.
That just sped everything up. But we were already going there only because we had poor policies that was put in place for small businesses, let alone uh, for regular people. So the 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 belt was tightening on just the regular worker and small businesses, but not for corporations.
Mhm.
So when that happens, now those people have less money to spend.
Right. Right.
And that started rolling down the recession
Mhm,
because now you're not gonna show up to no restaurant,
mhm.
or I'm just gonna show up to a restaurant a little less
'Cause you ain't got no money.
because I don't got no money.
I ain't got no money. I ain't got money like that. I ain't got it
Yeah,
like that. You
right,
know what I'm
right.
saying? Like, hey, man, dog. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What my man said on what was it? Friday?
Mm.
when he was talking about no, that was Chris Rock when he had the ribs in his
Oh, we had a
pocket.
rib.
Yeah, yeah.
How much for one? How much for one rib? Yeah, how much for one rib?
you know, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how
You
it
got
started.
change for 100.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. And you know, the pandemic just became the excuse, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I, you know, I pay attention to news a lot, so I knew what was happening before it was happening. So we just scrapped the restaurant idea,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
even though that still would have put us in a great economic place, but we would have also had to put in, you know, 60 to 75 hours a week.
Right. That's the other aspect of small businesses. You know, while you can get your freedom, you know what I'm saying, from being under the freedom of being a CEO, you know what I mean? A lot of it comes with extra time. You know, you gotta be willing to put in that extra time.
Yeah, yeah, and that's only for small businesses. You
Right.
know, big corporations that don't go on.
Right.
You know, they have the golf course.
Oh yeah, or building spaceships that go into sort of space for 17 minutes, 11 minutes, whatever it was.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
man.
And they basically tell you like they are a small business, but that's not true. So
Mm-hmm.
so you know, these are the things that people have to start realizing or understanding when they're trying to start up a small business. So when I see people say things like man, why your meal costs $20?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, huh? Well, if you understand that I'm not a big corporation, so I can't order extremely big bulk,
Right.
right? So the cost is higher for me to buy some of these items.
Mm-hmm.
So you comparing me to Olive Garden
Mm-hmm.
isn't the right comparison.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Um, and these are the things that we have to also know as a consumer plus business, right? Because some people also get into business and they they undercut their own value,
Right. Mm-hmm.
you know, because they never think about time.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the
Time
most
is important.
time is important. It's the most expensive thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that part people don't understand is worth me paying $20 a meal
Mm-hmm.
if I enjoy your service.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. And you have to put that time in for people to enjoy your service. But
And
also part of that, what you're saying is that most people, when they peruse these small business platforms, you know, or these small businesses, you know what I mean? They don't understand that part of time, you know what I mean? That this person or these person, two people, you know, in black community, black and Latin communities, you know, have, you know, they're working, you know, close to 100, close to, you know, 90 hours a week or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of time, that they have to put in to make sure that their business, succeed, you know? So, you know, so have a little care, you know, when you
yes,
understand that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, one thing that people need to, most definitely, um, think about is taxes, man. Again, the, government creates this website for small businesses, not only because it helps the economy, right? It keeps people employed, but also so people can pay taxes, you
yes,
know. But part of our country is giving tax incentives when, you know, when deemed necessary, you know. And right here it says, in fact, some states are well known for creating tax environments that are very friendly to certain kinds of companies. We know Delaware is like does this with banks. That's part of the reason why tech startups, financial institutions, and manufacturing tend to concentrate in certain areas of the country. Which is why going back to Amazon there, why they are setting up in certain areas of the country that not only give them a tax break, but also, going to an area where the wages are low, they're just low. And then they can just pay somebody $15 an hour and they'd be like, oh man, I'm making way more money than working at my service shop.
Right.
Right. Yeah. But it goes on to say, visit state and local government websites to find out what tax landscape for your area looks like. So that's very important. Get them tax incentives.
Oh yeah. Utilize it.
Yeah. Again, there's a lot of information, but here's something I didn't know about the historically underutilized business zones. You can contract with the government. That's something we'll talk about, contracts with the government. But you can go to these Hubzone programs and see what they offer, see if it's something that you can provide. The government. And what they're looking for and things of that nature. Obviously, it comes with certain caveats, but I think it's on the surface, it seems like a good program.
Actually, man, that right there is really important to minority communities, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at places like Chicago, Philadelphia, Jersey, Wilmington, Delaware, like all of these different urban areas, and when I say urban, I'm only just saying city areas.
Mm-hmm.
They are zones. Oh, that is nice.
Mm-hmm.
So there are zones in these areas where economically the population is a underserved community, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the key that you're bringing up is they're trying to get people really from the community to be able to create businesses.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right.
And that's what these zones are created for.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are there, rich people that got money that take advantage of these situations for tax havens and so forth? Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
But we have to understand that at the end of the day, when you making a chicken dinner in your kitchen and you don't have a LLC,
Mm-hmm.
it is more beneficial for you to create a LLC
Mm-hmm.
and pay the taxes and use the services that your taxes pay to increase your business profile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's some good stuff. Like I said, I'm learning all this stuff. Businesses. I do talk to a friend of mine who's he has his business. Talk to several people I know that have small businesses, and hopefully we can get them on so they can expand on their just their experience. You know what I mean? Starting up a small business, and whether this would have been helpful. With them. Starting that business. But there are funding programs. You can get loans to start your business, investment capital, find an investor for your business, disaster assistance. Of course, COVID would probably fall underneath that. Surety bonds and grants.
Yes, and grants are really important. You got to remember some of those grants you may not have to pay back.
Yeah, right.
Very, very important.
Yeah.
And these are some of the things or information that I know for me how I used to perceive business people in the Black community, right? I'm pretty sure you heard this saying before, like they never pass knowledge down, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
they'll come in the community and floss, everything that they got. And they live in a big house, that family is doing well and so forth. But then they come there, shake your hand, and roll out. So we know this happens, right?
Mhm.
But the lack of information that is being passed down in our communities, this is why we're trying to use this to do so.
Mhm.
Do I wish that it was bigger platforms that really honestly did this? It would be great. But guess what? You know what I'm saying? Podcast is doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, man, because we about the people, man. We about the people, man. We about the people, and hopefully whoever looks at it, man, hopefully it is beneficial. You know what I'm saying? But when we were talking about the grants, I mean, you know, right here it said, despite what late night infomercials want you to believe, the federal government does not provide grants for business expansion and growth. There's no free money for you to start or grow a business. You know what I mean? That's key. That means that you're going to pay back some taxes on that money. Grants.gov is the source to find and apply for federal grants. Grants.gov is a central storehouse for information on over 1,000 grant programs and provide access to approximately 500 billion in annual awards. I think that's going to expand under the infrastructure bill. It does not provide personal finance assistance. So again, that stuff is key, man. This everything. This website, your tax dollars fund. Starting small businesses, your tax dollars fund. This is it's key, man. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So I guess the question that I have, so in the infomercials that they point out, it would say, oh, for being a minority, they give you $10,000, that you don't have to pay back. Well, let's really expand on that, right? So when they say that, you can get the $10,000 in grant form, right? But what they're doing is hedging a bet on you as far as taxes.
Right.
So we give this person $10,000 to start. We will make X amount of money in taxes.
Yeah.
So it's not technically a, you don't have to pay back, the grant. It's more or less they're hedging a bet on you.
Right. They're giving you this money, and then you are to provide, taxes, which, as you would point out, that's why it's important, when you start your LLC, hey, one thing is important to pay yourself a salary, you know what I'm saying? So that you pay back taxes. That's really what it comes down to. It comes down to taxes. But that doesn't mean that look, man, taxes are a surety, man. Taxes, that's the world we live in. So, so we gotta pay taxes, but that doesn't mean that you don't, start your business or whatever it is that you want to do. You know what I mean?
Hey man, after listening to what's his name, Grant Cardone, and man, he made a really, really great point where he sat back and said, one year he made what was it? He said $10 million, and he owed so much taxes that he almost lost everything.
Wow.
Right? But then he said he had to stop and think that, well, one, what did he do with the money? And two, how was his lifestyle at that point? It's like, man, I made good money.
Yeah.
And he sat back and said, well, guess what? I'm a owe more taxes the next time. Because the key is the more taxes that you make is the more you're getting paid.
The more you're getting paid. Right.
Yeah.
Which is the grants and the grants are saying that, hey, yes, you're going to have to pay taxes. We'll give you this money because you will eventually make more money and also pay more taxes.
Yeah.
That's really, like, you know what I mean? It's that's what
Those
it
are the
is.
caveats of a small business, man. And why complain about paying, as a small business paying, $15,000 in taxes, right?
Mm-hmm,
When you can focus on using some of these services
mm-hmm,
to expand your business and find out a way that you can pay 30, $60,000 in taxes, because now your lifestyle just became, where you're probably bringing home 100,000. Now you're bringing home 170.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is what a small business is about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Yeah, but on this, so we're on this online learning. So again, they have a online learning tool. They have a learning center, Ascent for Women, Boost the Business. I heard about this in the military. I wish I would have took advantage of it while I was in the military, but I'm glad this is on here because I can just go on here and look at it. Emerging Leaders initiatives as well. But I want to get under this learning center.
Mhm.
So under this learning center, obviously you start with a plan, right? You go with your plan. You already see I already have resumed because I was already,
Yeah.
trying to start. But but we're gonna click on this.
Man, bro.
Yeah. So it takes you how to write a business plan, right?
Man, like when I tell you, I remember this had to be about maybe 13, 14 years ago, going to the Small Business Administration with our brother Brian. Um,
Mhm.
we thought we can get him on today, but I remember going there, setting up a meeting with the Small Business Bureau. And when I say, like I said earlier in the conversation, that all of this stuff was clunky, like it was just cumbersome, like it took time, where
Mhm.
you had to call somebody, set up a meeting, you know, get all your paperwork done. It was no place that you can upload paperwork, you
Yeah.
know, all of these different things, and just like it made it really hard to start a small business.
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, to hear someone that's on the other end who isn't even a small business owner,
Mhm. Mhm.
and it's just like, well, like what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Where this site right here, where when we were starting the restaurant, we they gave us a mentor.
Mhm.
Like literally, you go through, you once you write up your business plan and so forth, you can ask for a mentor,
Mhm.
someone that's already started a business, and they are giving their free time to mentor you with starting a business.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They sit
That's
down with
my
you for an
that's what
hour.
my boy was talking about.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
trade information, and if you need anything, you send them an email, or you send them a text, or give them a call.
Wow. And I think that's key because a lot of people want to start businesses, but they don't want to ask people. You know what I mean? But if they go through the website and then go through the Small Business Administration, within their locality, right? Maybe they'll get the courage and the information to go ahead and start it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm so glad that the website is not clunky anymore because it's really not. It's a very intuitive website, which tells me that they got some young people together and said, "Hey, we need to make this. We need to make it smarter, right? Everything
Yeah,
is becoming smarter, right? Your smartphone, everything is becoming smarter. So in order to get more people focused on small business, hey, make it smarter, you know.
yeah, yeah.
But
They did really, really nice job.
yeah, and the thing I like about it is, so we're going to go into how to write a business plan. So there's videos, you know. They're 30 seconds, let's go. Let's see if this one play. Let's see.
Welcome to the How to Write a Business Plan course. The course expands on topics relevant to those individuals who are planning to write a business plan by defining a business plan as well as appropriate audiences and its importance to business success, and by explaining in detail the contents of each section within a business plan. By the end of this course, you should be able to apply planning principles and design practices when writing a business plan. To accomplish this objective, you will define a business plan and explain the components of a business plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. And the best thing about it, like you can download these things, so you click
Wow.
this little button, it downloads. But what I like about it is also is let's say you want to get a community together, right? Let's say during, I think that this would be good during like family reunions. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Let's talk about, on small business, or people want to start small businesses. Have you started a plan? Is your plan sound? You know what I mean? Does it, and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Because in the
uh-huh.
African American community, and I want to say this is we always think that our family, our core family, can support and maintain our business,
Right. Mm-hmm.
which we have to learn that's not true, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at how the Latino community operates, where it is their core family, but it's also extensions from those core families, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they all then start going to, you know, the new store and so forth, so forth. But in our community, because we don't really talk outside of our nucleus, we 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 then get stuck with thinking that we never have to market to other people outside of our family.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Or outside our little community, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
And it goes back to what we're talking about: location. People start businesses with this idea of like, oh, I'm just going to cater to these people. You know what I'm saying? Where you have to cater, you have to think beyond that. You know what I mean? I mean, my daughter was willing to drive an hour, almost 45 minutes away for somebody to do their hair simply because they had a website, and and she's seen it.
Yeah.
So people have to think about that stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, it matters. It matters today.
Mhm.
And that's another thing where I don't know the exact stats on that, but I could tell you the last time that reading about it, that in the African American community and the Latino community, we are behind in technology as far as in business.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it's not a small margin, it's upwards of 40+%. And
Mhm.
these things will start to shrink certain gaps if we start implementing technology.
Yeah, so at the event today when I was where Representative Clyburn was at, that's what we were talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, part of the infrastructure bill is this plan for everybody to get broadband internet. You know what I'm saying? And it never dawns on you that everybody doesn't have broadband internet. And I think it's gonna cost like the country like 95 billion or something. But they had to negotiate it down to 65 billion. Excuse me. And
Uh,
part
are you
and well they had
are you
a uh
are you talking about a quarter of what it costs for Jeff Bezos to sit back and send that rocket up there?
Well, no, what I was saying is that they have negotiated down to 65 billion, and then there's another part of the plan that makes up the rest of the money.
Yeah, yeah.
That's in
But
the infrastructure.
the point I
Oh
was
yeah, but yeah.
the point I'm trying to make is, the money that he spent to go up there, we can have infrastructure.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that is the point.
Yeah. That I mean, yeah. The point of then now we're getting to income inequality,
Yeah.
and that's really a driver there. Let me see if I can make this big enough here. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I think that's good. Okay, so this is a checklist. So it's a checklist on how to write a business plan. After you go through the course, you go through your checklist, and you check yes or no.
So can you scroll back up to the top for
Yeah.
me?
Mm-hmm.
So you wouldn't drive 2,000 miles without a map. Don't start a business without writing a business plan. It's your roadmap to success.
To success, man.
There it go.
Yeah. There you go, man.
Yeah,
Again,
there.
the government has a vested interest in your small business succeeding. So you should have a vested interest as well. You know what I mean? And write out a planner. I don't know, for people like me, I don't like plans, but but venturing down this path, it is when you're dealing with money. You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with money and you're dealing with time, it is very important that you write a plan, and your plan is and as sound as possible. You know what I mean? And I know for me, I'll be an overthinker, and never get it off. You never get it off but having a plan to make sure that it's solid, and that hey man, I'm ready to go. And it makes you feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the main thing about having a plan, is making you feel comfortable that hey, where I'm going, I know where I'm going.
So
Yeah.
our brother Brian, right, BY,
Mm-hmm.
when he created his shoe,
Mm-hmm.
and it's crazy because we were talking about this kind of stuff like we were in our early 20s
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, and being our age, and I think everybody that we came across at that point in time didn't know anything really about Alibaba, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, we go on there and we're like, oh man, we can do this, we can do that, and so forth. And he took the initiative to sit back and say, well, I'm gonna just go ahead and design a shoe.
Mm-hmm.
And now today, Foot Locker is releasing a young black female shoe line
Wow.
that is now being introduced into Foot Locker.
Yeah.
She's not a big name,
Mm-hmm.
and so forth. But that idea that Brian did almost 15 years ago,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that you never got that kind of jewel from a business owner. You just end up doing the research, doing the footwork yourself to figure that out, is way past where most people are thinking, especially in their 20s.
Right.
And people, I always ask the question, right? When you look at like Kanye's clothes and just like, yeah, like why would you pay $300 for that
Mm-hmm.
shoe? Because if you really knew what it took to produce it,
To produce it, yeah.
you wouldn't pay the $300 to do it. But
Mm-hmm.
the name itself is the reason why you do it, which is cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is because this is a part of business. And you know what we always used to talk about when B created this shoe was, how was he going to be able to raise capital?
Capital, yeah.
And like I keep stressing, the tools of the SBA were fully not there because it was always underfunded.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And what we seen, and this came under the Trump administration, but this was also a part of another bill, and if I'm not mistaken, it was a part of the COVID bill,
Mm-hmm.
first COVID bill that got passed, where they wanted to expand the SBCA. I mean the SBA,
Mm-hmm.
and this right here can be a total godsend to especially minority communities.
Yeah.
And it opens the door because you're talking about, okay, well, what do you see when you go into, let's say, the shopping mall? You see, you know, Levi, those kind of brands, and so forth, so forth. Well, what if you can sit back and create your own brand? Now you can set up your own website, and now maybe you can work with a smaller box store to get your jump, which would be something like uh Sneaker Villa. You know what I'm saying? Because Sneaker Villa is a place where they're very open to small businesses. You know, a small business clothing line. And these are the things that you people need to know as they're setting up their plan, making the phone calls and so forth. You know, I remember talking to Brian and trying to set up a meeting with Sneaker Villa for to introduce his sneaker. We never got a chance to meet, and that was because again you had market downturn. But again, these are the things when you're savvy and looking for information and so forth. These are the things that you can find.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's yeah. I remember when BY was doing his sneaker, man. I was real proud of him for going that far, man, with no information, man. Just finding it on his own, man, and doing that. But like you're saying, if this site was developed, it would help a lot. But it can still help, people, for whatever it is that you want to do, especially again having this checklist, again, one of the things that you have to consider when you're a small business is, will my customers prefer my product over the alternatives, right? Because a lot of things, especially look again when you're talking about food, right? How many burger shops going to get set up? How many taco stands or whatever? You know what I mean? Like there's already a McDonald's, so how's your hamburger different?
Right.
So you have to think of those things when you are a small business setting up. But yeah, man, this is a checklist that can help start business. What's that?
I said my hamburger different because there ain't no soybean.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's all good, man. Oh yeah, the soybean. I just got just connected, man. I think I remember telling my wife that story, man. Like, because you remember when I brought my boy home one time, my boy Marcus one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I thought I was doing something, go to Save a Lot, go get these burgers or whatnot, man.
The yellow box beef patties.
The yellow box soybean burgers. I think I was at a function or something in the military, and I thought, or at I was at some sort of function or something, and I was like, oh yeah, man, I'll bring over these hamburgers. You know what I'm saying? And so I brought them over, and somebody was like, man, who brought these soybean burgers? I'm like soybean burgers. What are you talking about? Look on the package, like, bro, well.
We talking about this yellow box is a hood staple.
Oh man, we vegan, man. We vegan. You know about it, man. That goes soybean burgers and Save a Lot.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh my goodness, yeah, man. But yeah, man. But again, this SBA site website, I think is pretty well put together to get you from start to finish starting with the checklist. Let me switch here to another tab here. Let's go back to the how to write a business plan, and we'll go into there. Because I think one thing, like a tool, like I was saying, is that because it's on a website, like you can do. I mean, you can reach so many people. You know what I mean? Church groups, high schoolers. I think there was a young entrepreneur, thing that I saw. But it is. but I mean, the way that is set up is so that it can reach a lot of people, young entrepreneurs, understand the basics of creating and finance. I mean, it's something that we can tell our kids too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
visit the SBA website, and hey, you want to start your business? Okay, well, go on there and watch some videos, and then write your plan. You know?
Wow. Man,
Yeah.
that also that should be playing in economics classes in high school.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
I wonder if it is. I'm pretty sure they go through it, um, in a lot of these classes. Uh, but yeah, I think that the Learning Center is a great resource. Again, another tool that can be used to start your business, man. And again, something to do. Like I said, in the fall, a lot of people are about to retreat to their homes and stuff. For the fall and the winter, and maybe just sit down and go through videos and write a plan. I think it'd
Yeah,
be
man.
pretty cool.
Wintertime is the best time to do it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Sit by the bonfire, grab some wine
yeah,
or some whiskey, and
yeah. But
and
I think most definitely some whiskey or some tequila.
or some tequila.
Or
You know,
some
I only need one shot of tequila. I can't. But
That's because you
just
gotta have some good stuff, good tequila,
yeah,
good that you can just sip on, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
and just think about your community, man. Think about the
Mhm.
community and what services do you feel your community can benefit from?
Mhm.
And start there.
Yeah.
It's funny that you actually said that because Vet just shared something with me that just came up into the newspaper. So we were thinking about buying a old cotton mill,
Mhm.
right? And this was when we were doing um the restaurant.
Mhm.
So we was like, oh man, in our little small town, we like, oh man, this could be a restaurant like right here, you
Uh-huh.
know. And we had like this grand plan, and like the people they was like, that's actually a really good idea.
Mhm.
I was just like, yeah, it's an old cotton mill. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like it has all of the bones of like this old, you know,
Mhm.
rust look and so forth.
And people love that
Well,
South Carolina.
what's that?
I said people love that
Yeah,
South
yeah,
Carolina. Mhm.
yeah. It is the southern feel. All right, we can
Mhm.
go with it, right? I ain't cool with cotton, but we'll go with
Yeah.
it. And so like we thought about this, and it's like, man, this may be the perfect spot, right? So
Mhm.
nobody bought the building. We didn't decide to go, do the building and so forth because again, like we were explaining earlier, after doing some of the research, our area didn't look the way that it does today.
Right, right, right. Mhm.
And
Mhm.
now you can't get into this town without buying a home.
Mhm.
Like the bottom number is 250.
Wow.
That is the bottom number that you can sit back and buy a home in our community.
Mm.
And when I thought about that, I'm like, man, maybe we should have and had 2 years of development.
Yeah, yeah. But that's part of business too, right? Is being able to be patient,
Yeah,
being patient, and then seeing far enough down the road, hopefully, seeing trends and things of that nature, and knowing when it's time to go. You know what I'm saying? Knowing when it's time to,
you just
time
said it,
time to pull it.
forecasting.
Yes, it's forecasting. Yeah, but that and right here on this website, they talk about marketing and managing. Again, there's more learning tools that you can grow to grow your business. You know, setting prices and getting people marketing, understanding market research, market 101, competitive advantage. I mean, a lot of these things that you probably had to go to a college for, to
Mhm.
understand a lot of these things. They just put it here for you. You know what I'm saying?
And give you videos.
Yeah. What's that?
And give you videos.
Right, they give you videos. I mean, and it's all downloadable, so you can download the videos on your phone and then take it with you. You know what I mean? Like I said, whoever developed this site, they were young and they wanted to do things smartly. Because again, and you can also share. And let's say you want to send this to somebody. You can send this in an email. Because I think I sent some videos or sent this page in an email, to people. So, maybe it's something that you got a friend out there who is afraid or keep they're stuck in that spot where they're just like waffling, like, I want to start a business, I don't want to start a business. Hey, share this with them. Yeah, share it with them. Maybe they give them that push that they need. But again, there's a lot of videos. It goes over marketing, history of marketing, creating a marketing plan, identify your target market, and then a marketing worksheet. There's a bunch of worksheet forecasts, right? We talked about forecasting, sales forecasts. Guide to winning customer. I mean, this is a lot of info, man.
Yeah.
This is good. So,
And take your time. Take your time going through that information.
Yeah.
It took us. We were writing our business plan for. It was over a year.
Mm-hmm.
It was over a year. As information changed, we were going back in there and changing information, and updating things. If we had fresh ideas, we were sitting back and updating the plan. Because your plan is it's a living document,
Mm-hmm.
right? And people have to understand that. And when people say a living document in the business world, they simply mean that this document will grow.
Mm-hmm.
It will grow. It will change. It will do everything that you can think about life.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a dead document where once you write it, that's it. You have to stick to that plan, and that's
Right,
it.
right. You gotta be pretty flexible, man. You gotta be key to like we say in the Air Force, man. The key to air power is flexibility, man. So
Yeah.
you gotta be flexible, man. You gotta be flexible, and don't think of every failure as a setback. You know what I'm saying? Like every setback is a failure. You know what I'm saying? Just it's just something to learn from. Again, for people who don't know about Jeff Bezos' story. So Jeff Bezos, when he started Amazon, he started as a bookstore. So Amazon was losing money. So he goes to his mom and dad and some other family friends and stuff, and basically asked them for $400,000. And they get $400,000, and Amazon grew to what it is. You know what I'm saying? So,
What was that, Borders?
What's that?
I said what I think it was it Borders? No, it was Barnes and Noble. It was Barnes and Noble because they were competing with Borders.
Oh yeah, I remember it being a bookstore. It was Amazon. It was called Amazon, but it was a bookstore. Or no, it did have a different name.
No,
I have to
it
look.
was.
I have to look at it.
So I worked at
I
the
remember.
Amazon plant, right? The first
Mhm.
Amazon plant in Newcastle.
Mhm.
So Amazon partnered with Barnes and Noble.
Mhm.
Everything on our packages had Barnes and Noble. I had to think back because I remember Borders, but I didn't realize, like, I had to think like how was Borders, but they went out of business. But why Borders went out of business is because Barnes and Nobles had Amazon,
Mhm.
which was actually helping. So because they were partners, helping Amazon also grow.
Yeah.
Because they
Yeah.
went to the online sector before most bookstores did. Yeah, we were sitting here packaging that stuff up, boy. Goodness.
Yeah, but the main thing I wanted to get across was that, hey, man, look, setbacks, aren't a reason to quit, man. You know what I'm saying? Unless you actually get to a reason to quit, like you have to get to that point sometimes in business, like, hey, man, for X, Y, and Z reason, but there's nothing wrong with trying. So I wanted to get to this local assistance right here, so that people can see all of the resources for local assistance, for women businesses, veteran businesses, small business centers. You can look for your local SBA district offices and regional offices. Access to capital, that's something you was talking about, we're talking about BY's, doing his sneakers loan centers, disaster. So there's a bunch of information under here. You know, so if you want to visit your SBA or, start a business, start here at sba.gov and go to the learning platform, and go to the learning center and start there. Go to the learning center and then start building your plan. At least start there, building your plan. And like JY was saying, even with us starting this platform, we kind of just jumped into it, but people do go through a whole year, planning and things of that nature. So, it does take a year, for people to start their, to start their business. Yeah. So there's a lady, she sells some cheesecakes. These cheesecakes are banging. And I asked her, like, man, you having like a brick and mortar store? She just did it just as something to do. You know what I'm saying? But now, she's getting she had like so many requests, I guess she's getting ready to open a store, but it took her a while. It took her, a few years to get to that point,
Right.
saying that, hey, I have something that people want, and I don't necessarily have the space at home, to expand the business. So let me open a brick and mortar store so I can, I don't know, because I'm gonna be over there a lot. The cheesecakes are good, man. They're good. She made the Snicker cheesecake. I was like, ooh wee,
Yeah.
man, it's good, and so and of course use those resources, using Facebook, the social media resources, Facebook, Twitter, fan page, what's it called, fan base, Instagram, use all those resources to promote and sell your product, man. Yeah. So before we wrap up here, I want to get into, go ahead, John.
So I just wanted to give out this fact. So it's saying minority women are driving the new business starts because they have had to nearly half 47% of businesses started by women in the past year are minority owned. So and this was all in the pandemic. So in 2020, minority women were 47% of business starts.
Wow.
That is extremely huge.
Yeah. Considering, and most again, a lot of their businesses is within the Black communities, and serving and helping Black communities and minority communities. So that's where we at with the Minority Business Development Agency. Also mbda.gov. You can go there, and they have more tools and resources that you can use. Research on capital, contracts, economics, exports, Native Americans, data, fact sheets, centers and projects, programs, list of MBDA centers. So it's there's just so much information out there to get you to start your business, because we have a government. And honestly, I think we have people who are in government who want people to start small business, because again, the the changing of, because of globalization, because of automation, how people make money, how the government makes money, is going to be key. So they have every interest in helping you build a business.
Yes.
Yeah.
So can we make sure we post both of those sites on our Facebook page?
Yeah. Well, I'll do that. Mhm.
All right. That's Facebook, Yah'm saying podcast.
Yeah. And as you see, part of the NBDA and the CARES Act funding.
Mm-hmm.
NBDA awards 5.1 million in grants. Enterprising Women of Color Initiative. I mean, it's a lot. This is a lot, but we'll get it, man. All right, man. So we'll go ahead and anything else, man?
No, man. I think this is a very, very good conversation, man. And like I said, it is a building block. It is not the house.
The
And
foundation.
yeah, it's the foundation. Let's take that and build on it. And if anybody have more information that they want to give, because I think we are planning a part 2 at some point of time. Please reach out to us.
Yeah, man. There most definitely will be a part 2, and I kind of want to do this like every 3 months or so. Just revisiting this, and just make sure we get it put out. Most definitely going to do it in Black History Month. To do it again, and most definitely do a part 2. Hopefully, we get some small business owners who can give their experience. Right, experience is the best learning. Right, so you can make all the plans you want, but those experiences are important. And again, like my brother saying, this is just a foundation. It's not, we didn't give you all the answers, we just giving you the foundation of where you can go and begin your journey, man. But yeah, man, final words, John.
You can reach us at Yah'm saying podcast at gmail.com. Leave your emails, or you can reach us on our Facebook, Yah'm saying podcast.
Yeah, man. Word. And also catch us on like and subscribe us on YouTube at Yah'm saying on YouTube, like and subscribe. And hopefully you found this information helpful, and don't be afraid to share it. So we at Yah'm saying, so everybody out there, I almost forgot. Hey man, when you see this, enjoy your week, enjoy your weekend. Go Birds on Monday, beat Dallas, and it will be good. All right, we out.
Yeah.
Yeah.